want to do is not let you go, Manjaree, without a word on women empowerment. I think you have personified women empowerment. It would really do good to the young lawyers to hear your experiences at the board level at Maruti Suzuki and the kind of challenges you face and how do you deal with it on a day-to-day basis. So it would really be, inspiring to hear your story.
Thank you, Shweta, and thank you, Dr. Wasim, for having this wonderful celebration of this day.
Manjaree Chowdhary is one of the most distinguished general counsel in the country.
Thank you. There is just so much to be said on this, and I, need to be brief. But it starts from the time as a woman, I think. Some of us are lucky we have good role models at home. I had one. And, you're brought up with being absolutely gender agnostic. And you're allowed to, literally, your family gives you wings, wind under the wings, so you are allowed to soar and fly. This is the second profession that I have taken up. I became a lawyer at the age of 31, having taught at the university for 7 years. So, and then being able to, take it forward. So there is a lot of, many of us have said that there are a lot of people to thank behind this. So I do have some men in my family, my parents and others and siblings, everyone who's been absolutely supportive. Not everybody has this. So there will be a vast majority of people who have to strive and take this alone. I have read many stories and I've always tried to put myself into the shoes of those women who really had it very difficult. Not that I didn't. It's not to say that just because the family was supportive, everything was easy. It still wasn't. But for those who didn't even have that support, I think first and foremost, whether it was in my case or many more like me, or it is for the case of women who don't have that family support, I think it's your sheer grit. That is, I think, the first thing that takes you forward. If you have a passion and a grit and a focused way of wanting to achieve something, there will be hurdles, there will be challenges, but I think slowly and steadily it takes you there. The challenge is that you can have a head start, you can be motivated for some time. To sustain that motivation and determination for a longer period of time is something that is extremely important in my life. It has to be step by step. So that brings a huge level of patience and perseverance, and yet all the time wanting to do a great job. Women like Justice Singh had mentioned that the first important thing is competence. You are already a little disadvantaged vis-a-vis your male counterparts because the society is such. A man can be horribly average and yet be considered great, whereas a woman to be considered even at par with them, you really have to work 2 or 3 or 4, n number of times. So competence is there. It is not fair. I used to question it when I was younger. Why should a man have to have this, and why can't I be treated in the same manner? But you should soon realize that the world is unfair, and if you have to live within it, there has to be a sense of practical wisdom that you have to bring to the table to see that you shouldn't lose your focus and understand the ecosystem and environment, leverage it as far as you can to your advantage and in the right way, and yet persevere. So persevere. First is patience and first is passion for what you want to do and a level of determination. The second is dogged determination. With that comes patience and perseverance. And lastly, as I have grown up the corporate career and ladder, I realized it gets tougher and tougher. It's easier when you're in the middle level, when you reach at the top. And today I happen to be, for some reason, in a company that is, there is no woman other than me at the leadership level, or even 4 places below me. So the challenge was harder, but I think I give them a lot of credit for having taken me on, because I think they took their first step towards ensuring that there is some level playing field. But were the challenges any less? No. They told me that, in fact, when I interviewed, I mentioned to them that, why should I be joining you? Because how do I ensure that my career rose after I joined you because there is no diversity and will I get a level playing field? And I was told that we have a policy of non-discrimination. And I was smiling to myself that, I can't be waving that policy under the nose of the CEO or the management every now and then. So because there would be, and there were, what was my way of looking at it? I remember, I think I have my mother to thank for all this. 4 weeks into the role, I had decided I'm going to quit. And I went and spoke to her and I said that, I think it's a wrong choice and I'm going to look for another role. So she said, we talked and this and that. And after, just as I was leaving, she took me aside and she says, now tell me what's the matter. So I said, this is what it is. And everything, the atmosphere is rather hostile. They've not had people coming from outside. And I don't know the ecosystem, whether I'll be able to flourish or do something that I wish to. So she told me, in a very candid way, she was a civil servant herself in those rural days, and she says that, do you think in 35 years that I worked, did I come back and tell you that everything was great? She says, you never can choose your environments, but you can have your own determination. And she says, no child of mine is going to quit. So go back there, and she says, just get on with it. She says, you just have to learn to manage everything around you. And I think that's precisely what I have done and learned. There are challenges. I get bogged down. I do binge eat at times because of that. And then I just get up the next morning and say, I'm going to take it on. And when you are determined, you will find a way. You learn to navigate the complex matrix. You learn to navigate the politics. You learn to navigate chauvinism and to some degree the patronizing that comes your way. But then when you are doing a good job and you not lost sight of your focus, I think that begins to show and people begin to recognize it. You will have detractors, but then there will be people who will also silently, if not openly, silently admire you for the job that you do. So I think that's the only mantra. There is no easy way for it, as everyone has said. It is just about going on and inspiring others around you and helping others to navigate the system. Some things that you've learned along the way to share it with the others.